Hey, I'm Kimberly Monet. I'm an actress, model, and writer. Originally from Virginia, moved to Los Angeles to pursue my dreams. My mission is to use my talent creatively to show that I did it and am doing it, and that you can do it too, whatever the it is for you. I've had many great conversations throughout my journey here in LA with a lot of eclectic people, and that inspired me to create my podcast, Relatable Kontent, to shed light on their perspectives on a wide array of topics, from love, relationships, career, family, and all things life in general. Now, these topics are solely based off of one's own life experiences. This is Relatable Kontent. Hey, I'm Kimberly Monet, and this is Relatable Kontent. So I have with me today my lovely co-host, Brittany, the Love Spirit.
Hi, I'm Brittany, the Love Spirit, womb healthcare advocate.
We love the title. We love the title.
Thank you.
This episode, it is specifically for the ladies, but there is some knowledge to gain if you're a man that's watching or listening as well.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Don't just click off of it. Still listen, because there's some good stuff in here. The topic is clean V, puss health, okay? So, now, we've all taken classes or something, maybe in high school, some health, sex ed, or even maybe in college, we went college, some type of human anatomy, something of it. We took a class, or we have some type of own experience of physical knowledge of how to keep a clean V, right? So it's either you've learned or you learned a crash course from life just teaching you about it. So it's levels to, maintaining a healthy V, right? Because this is your area of expertise, Britt. So I just want to say, before we get too deep in it, can you give us like a general consensus of what a healthy or a clean V is?
I feel like, first of all, it's practicing safe sex, whatever that is to you. And anybody would know what that is to them, And then from there, just using products that are relative to, your yoni.
Ooh.
I like to use the word yoni.
I love the
say
word.
Vagina, pussy, like whatever word you identify with, For me personally, I like to use water,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
use water
water, since I'm glad you said that, just speaking of it in general. So we know pH balance. So when you hear pH balance, we automatically think you were talking about a hormonal imbalance. But as a whole, as a general, since I said, guys, you can have some information in this too. Human bodies have a natural pH from about 7.35 to about 7.50. Anything over 8 is acidic, and you're no longer alkaline. So when we're talking about pH imbalance and like as far as good, clean, healthy V on that level, as long as you're keeping the healthy pH and maintaining that, you are you're balanced. You're right. Like it's balanced out.
Well, that was what I was alluding to earlier. When I was getting into saying that, when you were saying that this is for women and for men, what I was alluding to was that it very much so is, because a woman's, just general sexual health care has a lot to do with a man. Assuming that she's having sex with a man, he has a lot to do with it, So a pH balance is something that's for one and for all. So yeah, essentially it applies to men too, So it's just all about like being mindful of those things, I feel like, you
Gotcha.
know. it's a conversation for everybody. It's a conversation for everybody.
So it's knowledge there. There's some info. It's information. Some knowledge. I'll give an example. So like I said, pH is not just hormonal imbalances. It comes from it can be thrown off by a wide variety of things. So it's a plethora of things. So an example for me personally, I've had off balance pH from my diet. If I have too much sugar and not enough water, if I eat a lot of carbs, if I switch up my detergent or something, or stress, Exactly.
It's about the body in its totality. I very much so agree. How pH balances off of myself, like with my skin, or even it comes down to your moods and how you're feeling that day. There are so many things that are entailed with just balancing the body. They say when you are at balance, you've reached a state of heaven. It's a level of heaven. That's what they say.
That's what they say. Well, whoever they are,
I don't know who they are.
Right? We love it.
That's what I heard from somebody
through the grapevine.
Exactly.
Okay. So I want to ask you, what can we as women do to keep a good pH in a sense? Like, I know.
Again, I feel like I'm going to always say that it always goes back to intention, and it always goes back to mindfulness. I feel like for me personally, I don't always have the best diet, but I do maintain certain regimens within my daily practices that motivate or that support my intention for my womb wellness. So that's being able to drink certain teas, drinking my tea, like red raspberry tea, ginger tea. When I wake up, let the first thing I drink be water.
Yeah, I would say water. Yeah, first thing.
Taking goddesses baths and yoni steaming.
So
yoni steaming has really been a game changer for me.
Well, wait, before we do that, because I'm gonna get into that, because I don't want to get too deep with that right now, because I'm gonna get to that in a second. But I want to know, since you did say that men have a part in it as well when it comes to pH. So is there things that a male can do to help maintain a female's pH, or information that you would be able to throw out there to give them? Maybe they have nieces or cousins, sisters, whatever, to say, well, I listened to this podcast, I watched this, and did you know, that type of thing?
Well, I feel like what a man could do for women is for any woman is just take care of himself. The information that I give out to women specifically because we're going to be the ones to withhold that. For men, I feel like what they can do is keep their part of it by just keeping a certain integrity when it comes to cleanliness and your partners and all things of that nature. That's what I feel like how men can contribute to a woman's
the pH.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, you hit me a couple years ago about, because you did say something about womb. That's why I was I want to say that, because it was a thought in my mind, a question I wanted to ask you. So you hit me it was for sure a couple years ago about womb health, and we're in our childbearing years. So how vital is it for a woman to practice womb health? Even if you weren't privy to the information before, to start preparing yourself, is that really important?
I feel like it is a essential. It's not about importance, it's about it being essential for every woman, because every woman has a womb. Now, whether she conceives children, has children, will bear children or not, she is still, birthed with the capacity that her mother, her grandmother held, and just other generations before her. So I feel like womb wellness is essential for a woman's physical, mental, and emotional state of being. I feel like it's, the foundation of those things.
I like that. Like, it was new to me because I never knew about that being a thing. That's why I was like, ooh, womb health. I thought my womb was good. I'm like, I have a cycle. I don't know. I thought,
it is.
But because I like, it's one of those things where I didn't know, and I don't know if some of you guys is watching, listening, knew that womb health was a thing. That's what I'm getting at, because I didn't know that was a thing to be mindful of. Does that make sense? Because I was like,
what? It's like, hair care, skin care, eyewear, fashion, and whatever else people are into, it's just like that.
So, but womb care, so I thought, okay, this may sound... I was thinking, well, if you work out, you eat healthy, you drink water, you do yoga. I was like, oh, I'm healthy, I'm good, my womb is good. But what? Right. So that mean I wasn't doing it right. I was taking care of my body, but not the womb itself. So how do you attest womb health being incorporated into like a person's lifestyle, so they would know like, this is what I can do to make sure that my womb is healthy when you decide to have childbearing and decide to procreate or whatever?
Well, I feel like all of those things that you mentioned are supporting it, but in addition to that, you have to just be able to speak to your womb specifically to say, these are things that we have experienced, these are things we have dealt with, and we just, we go from there.
Let me just put my cards down and apologize to my womb. Womb, I'm sorry I never spoke to you. I'm sorry. I'm going to do what I need to do, because I'm going to take care of you. I'm ready whenever you're ready. Look, was that good? Did I do good?
That's like essentially what it's all about. So, it's all about that journey.
We love the journey. Yeah. And I do want to talk about, so we do have like the recurrent thing is like the clean V, the pH balance, which I say pH plus health, in a sense, since we're talking about it. But sexual transference is a thing. So you did say safe sex and things like that. So it's a real situation when you are sharing this moment with someone else.
Yeah, I know.
And if it just so happens that you don't practice safe sex, I'm not condoning it, but if it happens and when it happens, how do you
sometimes are such a real thing, and I never really too much knew about it until I experienced it for myself. And it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And it's scary. I'm not keeping real. It's scary.
So, like, how scary? How? What? Like, elaborate for me. How?
I mean, I just feel like for me, when I experienced, like, I experienced a soul tie that was so deep that I was having dreams about it.
Oh, Lord. Tay.
Like, I dreamt about it. So to me, that's scary enough.
Yeah.
That.
I was just talking about this with Zaydan, our mutual friend, about like how when we have relationships or whatever, when we're with people and you're taking on their energy in a sense when you share this moment. I've never had a moment when if you're using. It's gonna sound bad, but I'm just gonna be real. When you're using the condom, I have never felt that
right.
type of transfer.
Right.
I just don't know. I never felt
it's
that.
Something about the skin.
The skin to skin.
Yeah. Yes, there's a difference. Yeah, no, it's a difference. Yeah.
Also, in the same breath, we did say practice safe sex.
Well, anyway, so it is a difference.
It's a difference.
And,
because I'm gonna just be honest. I don't think I ever want to have a crazy moment with somebody I use a condom with. I ain't never. I was like,
no,
it was a barrier.
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, shit.
You withhold certain barriers. Yeah,
I'm cool.
Easier.
I didn't fall for you. I'm cool.
Yeah.
You can ghost out. See you later.
Definitely.
Damn.
But yeah, But in all honesty, if we all being real, we've had those experiences. I mean, not all of us, but some of us. I'll speak for myself. I have. So,
But when you said it's a scary thing, right? Is it more scary on the level of the spiritual tie, or just scary on the on the emotional tie? Because I don't know if I would use scary for myself as the definition. I would maybe, for me, I would just like surreal, or like it was like out of body or something like that. But like what, I just want to kind of like pick your brain with that, because that's an interesting choice.
Well, for me, when I use the word scary, that's what I mean. And I mean that on a spiritual, emotional, and physical and mental level, because spiritual, because like I said, sometimes it'll come into your dreams. Emotionally, because you cry. Physically, because you might want to go like punch that motherfucker. And then mentally, because it stays on your mind. So that's what I mean when I say that. And that's scary to me, because
it's the transference.
Right.
The energy is the energy.
Right.
I do want to just tap in real quick about we talked about like womb health, but like since that that's your realm, that's your field. So when we're talking about womb health and cleansing the womb, like because like I said, I didn't know about that being a thing, and I don't know, maybe some people, they didn't know either, but how often is that something that, when like to cleanse your womb, or like to make sure that you're trying to purify, is it like after every sexual transference, when you have that moment, if you're not being safe, or is it like every year, every 6 months? Like how often?
To that I say first, every to each their own. Like, you have to do what's comfortable for you. But I'll say something just to give like a roundabout part. Like, if you have a sexual partner and you guys are like actively active, then you still want to yoni steam, because it's for you. You're doing it for you,
Gotcha.
Just to maintain your womb health, and you're doing it for you, So once a month.
Oh, once a month?
Yeah. I mean, it's something that's just like so relaxing and just so like rewarding and doing within itself, that just doing it one time out of the month, that's nothing, you'll love it.
So one time out the month. So can you like tell us, because I know what you told me is like a V steam, or is it like a yoni steam? What, like, I don't know the technical term for it, but when you steam that, is that a certain process, or like does it have more benefits than doing womb health, or is that the same thing?
Well, you can display womb health in different ways. It doesn't have to be through yoni steaming. That is one way. It's a very like powerful way, but you don't have to do that if that's something that you don't have to do it like that way. You know, you could just do it by speaking life into your womb. You know,
well, you do
affirmations into your womb. Yeah, you can do it like that.
I'm all for affirmations. I just haven't got to that point. I just didn't get to that point yet.
You can do it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it like that.
Well, I've tried to steam before.
There's no one way of doing anything in life.
Right.
And I feel like the world will be a better place when everybody comes to that understanding. You know?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
The world would be a better place.
Yeah, there's no one way of doing anything. Yeah.
I know I tried to be seen before at like a spa. And
I like the way it feels.
Yeah, it's like
personally, but me, I'm a little kinky. I like that little feeling, So that's the main reason why I like it. I like that little feeling,
It feel like it's. I don't feel like it's tingly, but it just felt like it was like. You can feel like it's a flush. I don't know, like a flush, right? Like not like flush, but like a mild trickle of like cleanse or something with the steam. Because I never did the other, like they have so many different things for womb health and for pH, and I just was like, no, I just sit on the not the porta potty on the on the little training pot,
right,
and just let the steam do what it do and break down when it breaks down.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's for me, and that's what I feel like too. Like I feel like it can even be utilized for that purpose when you are yoni steaming specifically, because let's say a woman is sustaining from sex, you can get that little pleasure,
Oh.
Yeah, you can get that little pleasure.
Right.
So,
This is knowledge to me, people. I didn't know that was a thing. So when people do be celibate, that's what they. I'm gonna go.
You could. I'm just saying. For me, it's a little sensitive feeling where
Okay. Well. Any
it's just a little tickle.
Okay.
It's a tickle. Okay.
A feather tickle.
A little tickle, okay.
Like one of these, one of the set decoration tickles. Tickly doop doop.
Right.
Okay.
Like that.
I'm trying to find my center, find my zen.
Like that. Yeah.
But let me stop talking about this because I'm about to just go off on a tangent. But any final words for the people that's, chiming in, tuning in, listening, watching of the overall Clean V pH plus health topic?
I feel like, the future is not the woman, but the woman.
Ooh. Say it again.
The woman.
The woman.
In her totality. And, that's what it is, and that's what it's always going to be. And that's my final word.
We love to hear it. Y'all, okay, so I thank you, Brittany, the love spirits.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure, girl.
I thank you.
I love you.
I love you. I thank y'all for, watching, listening. Make sure you catch us next time. Subscribe. It's on YouTube, Relatable Kontent, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the platforms you can think about. Peace and blessings.
Good night.
Love you guys.